Okay, so today's episode is technically episode 2.5. I guess we'll just call them by their names, but 2.5. So this one kind of is going to center around therapy, like traditional therapy. So like talk therapy to, somebody who has an education in therapy or psychology, stuff like that. So that's what this episode's kind of more about. So as an introduction, I think it's this side because I pointed this side last time. It's one of these sides. If you want to watch the previous episode, you can click the link above or in the description below to watch the previous episode if you haven't seen before this one. But today is about it. We're calling it 2.5, and it's centering kind of around like traditional therapy. Okay, so we'll start kind of at the beginning. So my first walk with therapy was in. My parents did therapy like when I was a kid because of that previous teacher we talked about that thought that I was like, going to be a juvenile delinquent. So my parents did therapy and that's actually ultimately what told them like, hey, I think there's something else going on. I don't think it's just like your kid is bad behaved. I think there's something going on with the teacher. So I guess my first talk with therapy would have been that experience, although it wasn't directly with me, but that honestly that helped, I guess, because it took the heat off of me. Everybody thought I was the bad kid, but it was not completely my fault. So my first actual like therapy session, like one-on-one me, was in college, because like you have mental health stuff's going on. That's always like the first thing, like either take medication or go seek therapy or go seek help through therapy. And so I obviously was, wanting to help myself. So I was like, okay, let's do it. So I'm in college and I'm struggling. I'm going through a rough kind of breakup, and I was just really struggling to kind of like really get into college. Like I said before, I was kind of locking myself in my room and I didn't really want to get out and do anything. So I went and sought help with the I think it was like the Queen's Medical, like on the campus, they had like therapists that you could see. So I went and saw one. That therapist was honestly like not a great experience for me. She basically told me like maybe higher education isn't for you, like maybe you should seek other avenues, like maybe this is too hard for you, or like it's not for you, which honestly really made me angry. I don't know if that was her goal, was to like put a fire under me and like make me angry and make me try harder, I guess, or if she just like wasn't very personable. But I just remember being like really upset after getting out of the session with her and like being really angry and feeling like like I'm a loser, I should just quit school, like maybe I'm not cut out for this kind of thing. So it was kind of a negative experience for me, but it also, it did kind of it definitely did put a fire under me to, like, okay, it's up to me to figure this out and get through school, and, I can't rely on anybody else, basically. So that was my first experience with a therapist. Like I said, I'm not really sure if her goal as a therapist was to put that fire under me, make me angry so that I would do better. I'm not really sure, because I never went back after that because I was so angry and so disappointed in like how I felt afterwards that I'm like, I don't want to go back there. That didn't help me at all. It just made me mad. So I ended up getting through college. Praise the Lord. Thank God. And then I met my husband on a night out while I was still in school. But once we met and then, continued our relationship and got married, and I moved to the US, I kind of went into that like anxiety, loneliness, isolation stage of my life, which was and is still kind of like the hardest thing for me. I get so lonely and feel so isolated, but I'm definitely getting better. I have been making friends finally, so that's really exciting. And then I still have my support system at home, so or in Canada. Technically this is my home now. I've lived here the longest. that I've ever lived in one place. So that's pretty exciting. But here I've had 3 therapists here. The first therapist I got probably pretty soon after moving to the US, because I just felt really like, almost like a culture shock. Like the US and Canada are very similar, but it was different enough, and I wasn't around the people I was used to enough that it felt shocking. So that was the first therapist that I had here, which I saw for a little bit, probably 2 or 3 sessions, probably like 2 or 3 sessions, maybe a little more. But the issue, and still the issue that I have with therapy, is a lot of the times like the therapist will say stuff like, oh, like you seem so well adjusted, you really know like the building blocks on like what can help you and make you feel better, and like how to get through depression and anxiety and whatnot. Like they're always like really positive toward me, which is like good, I guess, but also like if I knew how to fix things or how to help myself, like I don't think I'd necessarily be in this position. So I feel like it's like I want more from them, but they think that I don't need more. I don't know. I haven't, especially that time, haven't found somebody that really kind of like clicks with me and really makes a difference, so that I continue to keep going. Then fast forward, after college, after I got my dental hygiene degree, I moved to the house that we're in now. And I was like, we're starting our lives. We have our careers. We have a home now. We soon had a child. Obviously all kind of during like the pandemic. Like we moved into our house in 2019, and then, everything kind of fell apart. So I think I became more isolated again. I started isolating myself again. So that's when I was like, okay, I need to reach out. I need to find another therapist. So I went through 2 different therapists while living in this house. And then we also did a couples therapist. The couples therapist, I think, was really helpful for the both of us, because she was almost like a mediator. So we would like come at the end of the week and kind of explain things that we were going through or struggling with, and then she would kind of mediate it for us, which was really helpful. I think that's the best experience I've had with therapy. But personal therapy for me, I haven't quite found somebody that I'm like, oh man, that person is so helpful, like I need to keep going to them. They give me little tidbits here and there of things to help with, but it's never quite something that I'm like, oh, that clicks. So kind of at this point, I've gone through like the same song and dance of like, you're doing really well, you got this, you seem like you have some really good building blocks, like you can continue to see me, or you don't need to see me anymore. Like I've gone through that kind of whole process a few times now. So I've decided kind of like just take a step back, and maybe this type of therapy at this time isn't quite for me. It's not quite helpful for me right now. So I then tried to go see my like PCP doctor and like do medications. I've tried a couple of different like medications to help with depression and anxiety. I end up taking those for like a month or 2, kind of see the results, and then I'm like, the routine of taking a pill is tiresome for me. Like it's not something I want to do yet, or has worked enough for me to continue to do it. So I guess this is my, not so much last ditch effort, but last ditch effort to kind of deal with my anxiety and depression and things that bother me, is to form this community. And honestly, we're a couple episodes in, and it's such a relief after I have like, I make this episode, and the whole day I feel great. I get to like kind of release some of the tension and stuff. So I really feel like so far this has been really helpful for me. In all of my therapy attempts, this has been really helpful. Like I said at the very beginning of these episodes, like I'm definitely not telling anybody to stop taking their medications or stop seeing their therapist. This is just something that I want to try, and something that I want to see if it works for me. I would love to make a community where we have like-minded people all interacting, but that doesn't mean that you can't interact in this community and also take medication and see a therapist. That's completely, your prerogative. But I really feel like this is helpful for me, so I'm excited about it. So I really feel like I get the most out of conversations with my friends and my husband and my family. So I think these like kind of sit down chats are really working for me, because it's almost like I get to talk to a group of people that are hopefully kind of in the same life or need the same things that I need, basically. So I'm excited to continue to do this and continue to talk and make some friends in this community. I also wanted to bring up that I'm trying a new thing. When I was pregnant with my son, I went through really bad nausea, and it caused me to be like very stressed and anxious in my pregnancy. So I watched a lot of ASMR, which kind of sounds strange. I know there's definitely people who love ASMR and people who hate it. But because I couldn't eat, I was watching a lot of like mukbang things and pretending that I was eating what they were eating, and it just kind of helped take my mind off of, you know, the nausea and the stress of pregnancy. So I catch myself a lot of times, like when I'm scrolling on my phone, watching videos of people, you know, doing like clean outs of their cabinets or fridges, or like doing little DIYs and whatnot, and having like the ASMR mic associated with that makes it kind of therapeutic, like hearing the sounds and stuff. So I'm going to start doing a couple of ASMR videos. If that's not something you're interested in, obviously it's just going to be extra on top of what I'm doing with these. But we're probably going to start releasing some more content with our ASMR mic. So I'm excited about that as well, because, you know, it's something that I like listening to and I like watching. So creating this community, maybe you guys do too. But if not, skip on through. If it is something you're interested in, we're going to start probably releasing those on a schedule as well, so that we can have some more content flowing through. You know, this one was kind of a short one because I guess I haven't really had a lot of experience with therapy that's really been helpful for me. But, you know, there's definitely avenues all over. You can call your PCP. There's ways to see therapists. There's apps on your phones. There's all kinds of stuff now. And, you know, there's definitely different kinds of medications that really work for people as well. And maybe someday that'll be something that I'll need or want or can do. But as of right now, this is my main focus. So I think having this community, broadening the people who are listening in, and, you know, having more content that also gives me like a release as well, because the content that I'm going to be making is honestly like self-therapy for me. So I think that's going to be great. So this was kind of a little bit of a shorter one, but please like, comment, subscribe, continue to watch. We release new videos every Sunday night, Monday morning-ish, as long as they get edited in time. And then, like I said, we're gonna start a new schedule for some other content as well. So I'd love for you guys to tune in next week and keep on liking and subscribing. It's really exciting to see. I think we're at like 17 subscribers right now, so it's really cool. My next goal is 20. So hopefully we can get 20 subscribers by next video, or the next video after that. That'd be pretty awesome. So my family's here right now from Canada. We got some inflatable Halloween stuff. We're going out for trick-or-treating, block party tonight. There's a motorcycle driving by. We're gonna dress up. It's gonna be pretty fun. So maybe we'll get some pictures and have something to show. My husband's birthday is tomorrow. It's a busy week this week, so we're getting stuff done. And we're trying to continue to be a part of this community. So, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and visit us back next week, okay? And if you need a therapist, or you need help finding a therapist, you can comment below. I can try and help find one for you. Or maybe not. Maybe that's crazy. You know, whatever. You tell me what your experiences with therapy experiences with different medications. What do you do to help with your stress and anxiety? I'd love to hear it. I'd love to try it. So comment below. And look, I did my hair today and it looks so freaking good. Doesn't it? Nice. I use the Conair like blow dryer thing. Looks pretty good. I'm into it. All right.